All right.
Welcome to the notacttalk podcast. I am your host today. I'm Tiana. I'm Jay's wife. I know that this is a voice that y'all aren't used to hearing, but since it's birthday, I decided that it would be a good idea to come on and just take over for a day. We don't always want to hear your voice.
That's right. It's
You
not
know,
my
different
podcast
perspective.
at all.
No, I'm just kidding. But I'll just be here asking our favorite podcast host a few questions. The super smart, super intelligent, super fun. How old are you today?
28.
28.
I'm 28.
Woo. Goodness,
Yes.
you getting old.
I'm getting old. I'm getting up there. It's all good though.
Okay, and if y'all have any questions on there, type them in the chat box.
Right.
We are live on Facebook as well, so we'll be taking all the questions.
Doing the recordings for the YouTube, for the audio podcast. Also, we're on Facebook. You know I love doing informal episodes, so this will be a bonus episode that will come out today for my birthday. You know, we in here.
We in here, and I just want to formally invite you to the No Tact Talk podcast, where the only rule here is that you have no tact. On to the first question.
Let's go.
Okay, so what made you start this podcast?
Okay, well, I always have to say, you know, if you're a listener of the podcast, you understand that this was a selfish reason to begin with because I couldn't sleep. I had a hard time sleeping. One of those guys that dreams every night, I'm saying beginning, middle, and end. So I'll give you an example. Last night we're about to do we're doing like a Blacklist Netflix binge watching session.
He stole my show, y'all.
I did.
Now
and
I gotta
so,
wait on him. Anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I did that, but so last night I had this 30-foot long gun. Me and my boy DJ in the dream was going around killing folks in the name of the drug cartels, and it was a beginning, a middle, and the end. It was a very sad ending. I'll give you an example of kind of like Scarface. I went out with a blaze and glory, but that was a dream. So to even it out, so let's just say I watched like a scary movie or something because my wife loves watching scary movies. I would have to watch like Teen Titans to even it out. I have to watch a cartoon because I don't. Anyway, to get to the point, I dream every night, and it became mentally like exhausting. I would wake up physically, cool, but my mental would be like I would just wake up tired. So I said, hey, I need a place to where I can get all of my thoughts out, all my whatever out, and so the podcast was born. And ever since then, I've been sleeping a lot better. I feel like I've been able to get my thoughts out in a healthy manner, because of the podcast.
Yeah.
And it's been pretty successful so far.
Do you feel like it's been helpful?
Yeah, for sure. And so again, it started out selfish, but it's becoming a vehicle for me to help other people, not only with my faith, but with my personality. The whole idea behind No Tact is to invite people to be themselves unapologetically, that you don't always need to have the most tact in the situation because people expect you to be so politically correct all the time. It's actually like it weighs you down.
Yeah.
And you don't realize it.
For
So
sure.
that's why I think like mosh pits are such a thing because it's your place to where you can yell, jump, scream, dance, and let it out. And that's why people get so excited when they have opportunities. We were talking about this the other day with my parents. People pay to go beat up cars, to go break down
They
buildings.
really do. That's crazy to me.
Why is that? Right? Because we're
Let out anger, I guess.
Yeah, we're keeping it all in. We're being so tactful and being so right in every quote unquote, situation. But they're just trying to get it out. They're just trying to, if you want, from a spiritual standpoint, they're trying to let their flesh out because they haven't hold it in all the time.
Yep.
But even from a regular standpoint, they don't have outlets. So some people might write, other people, they might, go work out or whatever. But mine would be definitely the podcast. That's my outlet.
Nice. And who is your targeted audience for this podcast?
Well, my targeted audience is people who are the exact opposite of me.
How so?
Because
what does that mean?
It's an invitation for people to have no tact.
Yeah.
It's an invitation for people to, hear somebody out there that's being successful. We talk about what's the guy on Instagram all the time? Man, the white guy that's always cussing, the short dude. You know what I'm talking about,
No, I
but
don't.
he's unapologetically
No, I
himself.
don't.
You got guys like David Goggins who pushes past barriers and his limits, and he doesn't care what people think about it because he's in his own mind.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you build that wall and break down that wall, you build that wall naturally in your head and you break down that wall, that's when you become great. So it's anybody who really doesn't agree with me. Obviously, people who ride with me, they're going to listen too, but
Yeah.
it's for people to like, man, okay, I get it. I'm not being rude. I'm not being like, off cuff or whatever they say, but I'm just being myself. And so because being Gary V, thank you, Karen. Gary V was the other guy. But because being yourself is it's like an anomaly.
Yeah.
It comes off as brash or comes off as rude because 99% of us aren't being ourselves.
I was going to ask that too. So how do you think people take the difference between having no tact and being rude? Like, how can you encourage people to walk that line between the two? Or do you think there is a line?
I don't think there's a line. I think you one or the other. You make a conscious decision to care or don't care.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's walking the line. That's why I say it comes off as rude because you're free. You're free. You don't care what people think. You wear what you want to wear. You do what you want to do. So now you look weird to the world. From a spiritual, that's why Kirk Franklin back in the day, he called it peculiar people, because we're doing something that nobody else has done. We're Kirk Franklin and the peculiar people because we're made literally to go against the grain. But do you want to do that or do you don't? Do you want to just be the 99%? You want to be a follower, or do you want to set trends? And then that's the thing. So when you set trends and then it kind of picks up, okay, now it's cool. Mm-hmm. But what happens when you try to be yourself, set trends, do something different, and nobody rocks with you?
You're seen as weird.
Exactly.
You're seen as weird. That's it. That's the only thing.
Like that guy that was that guy on Facebook all the time. He's like half naked all the time, making these music videos. Got like little beat machines and the piano. He just like
I've never seen that.
Everybody know what I'm talking about. Well, this is guy that is unapologetically himself, and is famous because of it. Because the dude can sing. White boy with glasses with a little mustache. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But the dude can sing. And I respect him so much because that's not what the media or the music industry tells him that he has to be like. He's completely off the cuff.
Yeah. You
can even think about Drake. No rapper was singing when Drake came out.
That's true. That is very
whatever
true.
His little niche is, nobody. It's like if you copy it, now you like trying to be like Drake. So he's like in his own lane.
Yeah.
But he was doing it before anybody else was, and now he's still like Laugh Now, Cry Later. That song, he was crying. What rapper cries on a video? You're right. But he Drake, right. So it's cool now because he made his own lane. So I could go all day on that, but that's pretty much what that's about.
Okay. So
somebody just said I had no tact in the meeting. I just got.
That's what's up. That's what it takes though. Like
up.
Not having any tact with stuff like that, because people just look at you and are just like, okay, you shouldn't say something like that, especially in a meeting, girl. I commend you for that.
For sure.
Yeah.
What we got?
Okay, so another question that came from one of our viewers. Out of your 28 turns around the sun, what is special about this birthday, and what are you going to do different in year 28? We drinking mimosas, by the way.
Drinking mimosas too. So what I saw, when I saw that question, I wasn't trying to be too deep on the response, but so I think two years ago, so my 25th year, I forgot what year that was, but I said one of my worst years ever.
Yeah.
That was one I had a couple years ago. I had one of my probably the worst year of my life. It was terrible in every sense of the word. I think you got the arguing real bad this year. Army stuff was bad. Everything that could have happened did happen. Mm-hmm. I was having family issues. They were going through some things. And so what I did, and I tell people, so I live from August 26th, right? Yeah. To August 26th. I don't live January 1 to January 1.
Half a year.
What?
Half a year. January 1? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
What's half a year?
Never mind. Go ahead.
I don't live like from New Year's to New Year's. I live from my birthday to my birthday. Now, why do I say that? It's because New Year's Eve, New Year's, okay, everybody got these New Year's resolutions. They're going to work out. They're going to go, talk to the Lord more. They're going to do whatever they need to do to be successful. They start on January. No, I do my measurement off my birthday because it's my life. It's my year. It's another year I'm on this earth, not in January. And if it was in January, then cool, it'll work out. But mine's in August. And so I've always looked at it like, I'm trying to be, how can 28 be better than 27? How was 27 better than 26? So these last couple of years have literally been the best years of my life prior to that one bad year.
Yeah.
Because I made a decision for one, I had to cement that decision to not care. Am I trying to cuss? Not care what people thought about me, right? But for two, I had to believe it because people say I don't care what people think, but they really do. I was just talking with my barber the other day, tried to brat, right? We got to a place, and this is just an overnight decision. We got to a place where we really don't care, but we had to find balance. Mm-hmm. So for our people, we care. For you, I care. For my inner circle, I care. We have to find balance, not to be rude, but at the same time, trying to be better me. So to answer your question, I'm gonna keep doing what I've been doing.
So that's your goal for 28 is to continue to do what you've been doing? Well,
yeah, because when you're operating in what you believe is right, mm-hmm. and I always get it from both ends, when you're operating in your season, your calling, from a spiritual standpoint, things just happen for you in that grinding season. And so even if you don't believe in God, when you're doing what you feel is right, I don't feel like, unless you're like a supervillain or something, but because supervillains think they're doing something right too. But who's to say they're wrong? I can't say that because when you feel like you're doing everything you need to do to be successful, to be the best you, mm-hmm. right? Then I can't tell you that you're wrong in what you're doing. I personally can't do that. Now, it's easy to say, but usually when you do like a self-reflection, you look inward, as they say, you tend to find things that are wrong, physically, emotionally, spiritually, socially, whatever. But I feel like I've been trying to at least operate on all cylinders, being the best me I can in every sense of the way. And it's hard for sure. When I'm operating in that and I feel good about what I'm doing, when I'm earning my sleep and I'm waking up feeling refreshed and happy with my life.
Feeling fulfilled. Yeah. I think that's the word.
Fulfilled? Yeah. It's I'm good. And so I just want to keep that going. Yeah. I just want to keep what I have and what I've built going for that's sure.
What's up. Okay.
Yeah.
So for the next question, I think this one kind of ties into the last one. What do you look forward to most in the upcoming year?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, take a drink.
Refreshing.
Clean it. Let's put it on the mic. Ooh.
That was bad.
It was a bad one. We got time. Oh, okay.
Gotta grab
right
bottom.
Hand. There you go. That was it.
That was it. Okay.
I look forward to being a boss in every sense of the way. It might sound cocky, but I look forward to being my best self. And so what I learned in the last year, I look forward in building that foundation and growing. Because this is a word that I feel. Let's kind of go in there, right? Get it down. I feel like a lot of us are so close to what God has for us ultimately. By me saying that, it's like I always think about like a door, okay? And we're trying to open the door, can't open it. We're trying to open it. It's always like that one thing, that one vice, that one situation that we know is holding us back, whether that be a relationship, a person, a job, or whatever else. And God is like, all you got to do is just get here. All you got to do is just show me that you're ready for the next level. Mm-hmm. All you got to do is just, prove to me that because he can give you all this stuff, but you not be ready for it. So that's why a lot of these famous people are dying, because I feel like they got to a place where they were ready, and once it hit them, they lost sight.
I also feel like people get content in a certain season.
What you mean?
Like what you were just saying, you're saying when you're knocking down that door, trying again, mm-hmm. at a certain point, people don't want to continue to try so hard. It's like, I'm tired. But will you stop when you get tired, or will you just like, okay, let me give it one more shot? So people become complacent in where they are, and they get so content. Well, I'm just living my life this way, living a great life.
Yeah. Well, you got to understand, though, that's not a bad thing. It is, but it's not. Yeah. So God will elevate you as high as you want to go. Mm-hmm. You talk about, okay, cool, I'm saved, I gave my life to God. Excuse me. You're good. You're in the heaven. But do you want more? Some people don't want more, and that's okay.
That's true.
We talk about spiritual gifts. You don't have to speak in tongues. You don't have to tithe. Unpopular opinion.
Right.
You don't have to do none of this stuff. You just got to believe that Jesus died for your sins and you in heaven. So you don't have to want more, but God wants more for you, but you good. So you could be complacent and be at the same level your whole life and be perfectly fine. I would like to think that most people, once they hear something like this, want to do better. But some people like, yeah, I'm good, dog. I got my house, my dog, my wife love me. She ain't cheating on me. You know, I got my nice little car that I want, and I'm good. I might get a little yacht one day if it presents itself. You know, something a little nice to themselves. But some people don't want to be millionaires or billionaires. True. They just want to have a nice little cabin in the woods. But I'm happily one of those people who want to be the best me that I can.
Absolutely.
And I don't think there's ever like a threshold to where I stop. You know, I want to keep going and going and going and going.
Okay. So what do you feel like you need in order to reach those goals?
I need to keep my eye on the prize.
What's the prize?
I don't know.
Trying to find it out, figure it out.
So, as anybody gets bigger in whatever profession, whatever thing they decide to do, I think a team is super important. That dude that be singing, "Try Jesus, but don't try me."
'Cause I fight.
'Cause I fight. So he has an amazing example of what a team looks like.
Yeah.
Around him. And so like we just heard this interview this morning. The girl that be in the background with the big fro, I think it's Nell or something like that. She's like his main producer, the one that makes all his beats and stuff. And the guy was asking, why don't you work with any other, producers or, beat makers or whatever? He was like, well, yeah, it's more than just the beats. He said, my people that I work with is relational. So they have to, reach that mark on all levels. So spiritually, obviously, got the sauce with the beats, yeah, but it has to click.
I can see that because it's hard to be a creative like that with somebody that's not on the same wavelength as you are.
Yeah, I don't think creatives like myself. No,
Bow.
Right, it's like flexing my birthday. I could do that. It's my birthday.
Your birthday.
Man.
It's your day.
You know what I'm saying?
Whatever you want to do, flip your hat around.
I'm
a couple more
gonna do it.
times,
I'm gonna do it, man. I don't think that creatives are meant to be alone.
Yeah,
we're usually sociable people, and we have to have a particular set of people with a particular set of skills to get where we want to go. So it's usually never an alone type of thing. You might have those, because you think about Steve Jobs, he was by himself for the majority of his career when he created the iPhone, the iPad, or whatever else. Some people just have to operate that way, but still he had to have a vehicle with the other dude. I can't never forget his name.
I cannot remember his name. I can
a vehicle to get his passion out there. So even a loner like himself still needed people or an organization to push what his dream was, and that's what this is. So who knows where notacttalk is gonna go?
To the sky.
Nah, we going to the moon, baby. We going to the stars.
To the stars. So with all that being said, what inspires you?
You, my muse.
Oh, how I inspire you?
Because I'll talk about my wife. I pump her up for a little bit. I ain't giving too much detail. Dang, I can see your face. So we think differently. Usually it's how most good relationships work, whether it's, romantic or friendships or whatever. We think completely different. She's more of the analytical, linear, straight up, and I'm everywhere else. If you can see in the videos, I'm doing a circle. Everywhere. She's straight up and down. Everywhere. So she has her particular plan for how she does things, and it's very calculated. Mine, it could go either way. Mine is everywhere. And so that's how we even each other out. What I say is you motivate me is because you're on your path, and seeing you do that, seeing you operate in your passion, your dream, your calling is extremely motivating. I'm like, dang.
Stop. You're so sweet. Yeah.
So,
right.
and you have my family. I was just talking to my sister this morning. My family, my brothers and sisters, I think we're all entrepreneurs. We had that mindset.
Every last one of y'all. That's true.
Yeah. We're absolutely, we're all crazy, in my opinion.
Everybody
I think so. But it takes that mindset to be great and to be an entrepreneur, to take a chance in yourself, to be that 1%. I think we were built differently than most families. I think so. Yeah, to answer your question, I don't mean to ramble, but my family motivates me, and I motivate me.
And I don't feel like that's cocky.
Right?
I feel like you have to get to a certain point where you motivate yourself. Because if you can't motivate yourself, you can't always look to somebody else, because at a certain point that can become coveting. Like, it's like, oh man, I want what they have. Like, no, like I want to be the best me I can be. I'm competing with myself. Me and me got this. Like, I feel like you gotta get
versus
to that point.
me.
Me versus me.
Y'all keeping up me on social media is me versus me.
Me versus me.
Remember that video with Snoop Dogg? I think he got some award or something. He was like, first of all, giving all glory down to the God, you know. But second of all, I like to thank me for me. I like to thank me for waking up, doing this. If I could insert notacttalk, for buying the microphones, for getting this set up, for building a following.
For learning how to do all this.
You're right, to learn to a lot of YouTube videos. For, convincing my wife to help me to produce. Hey, all them videos y'all see out there for the promotional, she does it all. I do a couple, but she really
here to help my man.
You know what I'm saying? But she does it all, and so because I don't have the time, I don't got the patience to do any of that. But to just have that drive, and you really are talking to yourself.
You really are,
and I feel like that's healthy as long as you don't talk back.
That's when it gets crazy.
Okay.
That's when you at a certain.
I think it's healthy to talk to yourself.
It is.
So yeah.
So I'm gonna cut you off. I'm sorry. To keep this ball rolling. We've talked about faith a couple times. So why is your faith so important to you?
So I always say that what's that new album that Chris Brown got?
Indigo?
No, the other. Well, yeah, that one, but it's the one he did with Young Thug.
No idea.
I don't know.
It's your lane.
He got a song on there called "I Got Time." So I always tell people from a spiritual standpoint, God gave me the energy to have time for y'all to be trying to play my Lord, And so my faith kind of, I think it supersedes the church walls because it's so cookie cutter sometimes. I think God gave me the tenacity, I guess, to reach people.
Yeah.
And I think that's a blessing because it's not because of me, but to reach people where they are. Every ministry does not have to be in church.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think my faith is ever evolving because I want to have those opportunities to be at multiple doors, to be like, God, I'm ready. I know that takes a lot of self-control and discipline on my hand, but my faith is extremely important because it keeps me balanced and it allows me to, give people a glimpse of the God that I have in my life. Everybody, I think, should have their own personal relationship, but my God is the dopest mofo on the planet, in the universe, in the eons. He a bad man. He's a bad spirit, whatever you want to call him. You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
That's how I see him. And so when I pray a lot of time, hey, God, what's up, man? Like, what we doing?
Legit, that's how we talk.
And I think until you get to that point, you understand him more for yourself. Yeah. You can talk to him all soft. If you like my wife,
me and God talk just like this.
Yeah, what's up, dog?
I be like, hey, listen,
what the angels doing?
We gotta talk because this ain't
like, what the angels at, dog?
Right.
No, but I think we have a lot of lenses that we are privy to in our life: a work lens, a family lens, a marriage lens, and then you have your spiritual lens, which is the most thick and the most potent, right? And through that lens, I see God as somebody who, or someone, whatever you want to call him. A lot of people think God is a female. You never know. You ever heard that? God is a black female?
I heard that.
Y'all are amazing. Black females are great.
We are. Hey, we it. Just saying. Not just because I am one, but shameless plug. But
what you finna say?
I forgot.
My wife's so nervous.
Y'all, no.
I had to get her mimosa to come on the mic, dog. She be so nervous, man.
No, I was making you drink mimosas because it's your birthday.
It is my birthday.
I had an attitude earlier, y'all, because he was not drinking his mimosa, and I was just not.
Well, because I had to recover because my wife she poisoned me.
I did not poison
with some type of concoction.
Oh my goodness! I was fine the next day.
The night before, and I threw up 4 times.
His fault.
I ain't scared. No tact. I did.
No tact. You.
And drank the same night, kinda. I did, but I'm here now. I'm better.
I did not poison him, whatever.
I feel like she poisoned me.
No.
I needed somebody to pump my stomach.
Anyway, but no, you said something a second ago.
What?
You said that you feel like people think faith is confined to like a box.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that that's been your thing to try to let people know, like, hey, it doesn't always have to be this cookie cutter thing. So how have you worked to show people that God isn't just like confined in the walls of the church? Because I feel like so many people think you have to walk a straight and narrow. So how do you show people your God in a different light? Our God.
By not being a hypocrite.
Hey, that's the biggest one.
I think that's the hardest thing for any leader of any organization, for any boss.
Mm-hmm.
Keep just in my head. For
Adjusted, it's your birthday.
Right. I think that people recognize real from a mile away, and when you start to have different platforms where you go live on Facebook or have a podcast or you're a leader of a business, practice what you preach. So I can sit here and talk all this hot stuff all day, but am I doing it?
Yeah.
Am I putting the reps in? Am I showing people that I'm about it? Because that's really, I feel like, what people care about the most. When someone is trying to tell them something, it's for me, if you could think about it for yourself, for me to listen to somebody else about how to apply what they're saying to my life is a huge deal. You talk about preachers, motivational speakers, doctors. You look at some doctors and be like, can I get somebody else? You know what I'm saying?
Bruh, for real.
We vet people on a daily basis. Oh my goodness. Stop. We vet people on a daily basis, whether we realize it or not. We vet the person at the grocery store who's scanning our grocery, like, she know what she doing, or
you right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we always judging folks.
Yeah.
And so to have somebody rock with you on a daily basis or on a weekly basis for the podcast or for whatever is huge. Mm-hmm. It's paramount, as they say. Fact. And so that's what I think. I forgot what the question was, but I think it's my faith, right? It's my faith. Yeah, it's just so important. So like, if someone says, I follow you on Instagram, or I rock with you on the podcast, or or even a barber, I like what that person is doing. That means they believe in that person. They believe that they're genuine and have something good to say, and it's not just for the likes or for the clout or for the money. Nothing like that. He said, y'all look dope. That's my first time. We on live, so sorry for the podcast, y'all. Yeah, I heard you had a podcast too, bro. That's what's up, Ralph. He said he talking about you. He said you dope.
You dope.
I've been doing a podcast earlier since pre-COVID, right before pre-COVID, and I've been coming out every week, being consistent with the podcast, just putting it out every Sunday. Notacttalk, plug it in. No, but back to what I was saying, man, it's just about being genuine. And then so that's why I tell people all the time, I find myself repeating myself, is it's not about me, it's about the kingdom. And I feel like what I'm doing is kingdom work. Absolutely.
I agree.
Yeah. What we got?
So the next question, what is your biggest failure and what did you learn from it?
I forgot about that one.
Did you write that one?
I did.
He wrote a question and forgot.
That one.
Wow.
I think it's important.
Yeah.
Let me think. So my biggest failure is not taking a chance on myself. Appreciate that, bro. But my biggest failure is not taking a chance on myself. It's allowing, because you think about the cartoons, right? You got the devil on the left shoulder and the angel on the right, and every day, all day, you have the inner man talking to you. You ain't got to believe in nothing, but you got somebody talking to you in your head. Call it the conscience, the spirit, God, whatever. The devil don't matter. You got two people on your shoulders telling you what to do. Mm-hmm. And so you got to decide, which one are you listening to? And so for a long time, I was allowing myself to let other people dictate what I thought about myself, to adapt to the wrong environments, to be a hypocrite, to go to church on Sunday and then do other things on Monday. That's the biggest failures, because I think it came from me not having enough self-esteem in that moment. Mm-hmm. It came from insecurities. It came from I don't know. You know, we kind of, it's like that spiraling effect. I wouldn't say it was depression, but it was, I recognized it and I didn't care. What was the second part? It was getting kind of deep.
You went somewhere else with that
yeah,
one.
no, that's my failure. I allowed myself to be a punk.
Yeah.
You know, to be a chump, and I was okay with it. I was okay with how I was acting. I didn't want to be better. I was good. Like we talked about before, I was complacent.
Right.
And where I was, and so I've learned from that because I don't want to go back to that place.
So when you were in that place, how did you get out of it? Was there like a moment where you snapped yourself out of it? Like, Jay, you got to do better. Like, how did you get out of that?
Well, honestly, no tact. It was a lot of life experiences. Yeah. I'm not gonna go into that, but I try not to be that person, but I'm kind of the guy who has to learn things the hard way. Mm-hmm. That's just how it is, and so I got tired of learning things the hard way, and
that'll do it.
Jesus,
I learned. Do it to you,
and so, but in that, I noticed God's grace in those moments. Mm-hmm. To where, okay, yeah, this happened. I'm stressed out or whatever, but it could have been way worse, or that could have happened, or this situation could have, you know, flipped me upside down, but it didn't. And so in that, it was definitely recognizing God's grace in those moments. But I just feel like I said, I feel like a chump, man. I was like, why are you allowing these things to happen? You talk all this rah, right?
Right, but you're not living it.
But I'm not. Well, no, not even that. To myself. Uh-huh. You know, I'm saying these things about myself, but when I go home, I'm not believing it. So a lot of people talk about, you know, believing in your own hype. Yes, I create my hype. I am the hype, but I have to be consistent and true in my hype.
You do.
So it's okay to be popular. It's okay to be, you know, not sincere, but it's okay to have all the clout and everything that comes with that. That's why people like Cardi B so much, is because she's unapologetically herself. You know,
I think that's important. Sorry to cut you off.
No, cut me off. I'm talking too much.
I think that because so many people fall into this rut, I will say, where they think that it's everybody else but them.
What you mean?
And I think that's why Cardi is so important, because people don't see real anymore. Everything is so perfectly polished, and if I don't have makeup on, I can't do this, that, and the third. Like, but I feel like at times it's okay to be, even all the time, it's okay to be uncut, raw, be yourself.
No tag.
Yeah, no tag.
You know, she takes the picture, and she looking all bad, slim waist.
Yeah, she stuck her stomach in.
Yeah,
I'm like,
that is
I
huge.
feel that.
It's
Big meals.
Funny as it is. Mm-hmm. Then she'll post another video or whatever. She's like, she let it out.
Yeah.
You know, everybody's doing it, but they ain't putting it on video.
Exactly.
It's just simple things like that I think people overlook. Like, she has nothing to prove, but she's still trying to show and be that example. Like, yeah, it's okay. Be normal. Let your stomach out. You know, I love those like super huge people on the beach that just don't care. It might be a little grotesque.
I feel like you gotta have a certain amount of confidence to just not care like that.
Dog.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Live your best life.
Right. Same thing with the guy, bro. You got a big old stomach, can't even see down there. But hey, dog, live your best life. Work out when you get it in.
Right.
But they don't care, man. Like, it's so important. You know, that's why, like, an ugly, like in my past, like we was like, man, the ugly girl got so much confidence, so it made her almost attractive. You know,
it really does.
I'm not saying you're not attractive. You know, we don't saying, but whatever.
I get it.
But it's just like, yo, her confidence is just oozing out. That's why it's so. We get such a bad taste in our mouth. It's like you see somebody that might not be the most attractive and still act stink. It's like, bro, come on.
Okay, do you think that's confident? What do you think that is?
No, I think that's compensating for the fact of what she feels like she knows. Every person is beautiful on the God's green earth. I got that. Right. I'm just saying, but some people might not be appealing to me, right? But so if I see you not like a 10 like her, you know, and it's like I feel like you got to compensate.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm getting too deep. I don't want to hurt my feelings. But.
Sorry, people.
What up, Tovar? What's up, dog?
Had to get a little out there. Okay, so my question for you.
Okay.
It's a different segment. We are coming to an end. If anybody has any more questions, go ahead and put them in the chat box
now.
Facebook
if you got any questions.
But if you could have any superpower, what would it be and
why?
Get you with your own question.
Man,
what is
y'all
it? What
listen to the podcast, man. You know it's a flash. I want to be super fast.
Can I say you have to do another one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Teleportation. I already had it ready.
He really is dropping gems.
I got superpowers all over superheroes all over my arm.
This is my favorite one. Let me show y'all.
What? Call it. Go ahead.
This is Blimba.
So y'all gonna have to go on Instagram or something to see this tattoo. But it's Black Panther. But what's the dude named Rafiki?
As Simba. When Rafiki
drew the little
Simba
in the sand. It's the Black Panther symbol, but with he said you dropping them gems.
Yeah.
With the Lion King kind of thing. Anyway, you have to go on YouTube to see it. notacttalk YouTube. Shameless plug. No, I would do teleportation.
Why?
Because it's a play on speed.
That's whack.
It's not whack.
It is
Did I ask you on your
whack.
episode?
You're right. I'm sorry. Go
no,
ahead.
I don't think we never talked about that. We weren't doing superpowers.
I'm the host today. I'm asking you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a distance runner, so for sure I want to be fast. But for teleportation, I just want to be able to be everywhere I need to be at once.
Okay,
I love
never
to
mind.
travel.
I'll let you do the Flash. I don't like that one.
Well, you ain't gotta like it. It's my
Okay,
answer.
that's fine. That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, that's my number 2. And then for 3, probably I'd be like Professor X off of X-Men.
That's a good one.
I want to be able
People
to
forget about him.
minds. Yeah. I don't know how I would necessarily use it though.
How would you use teleportation to make money?
Work for FedEx.
What?
Tell me I wouldn't be the most highest paid delivery man in the earth.
Life, you would. I swear you would.
Bro,
That's
you
dope.
talk about Amazon Prime.
Listen.
I get it to you as soon as you press submit, dog. As soon as that check clip. I get paid about $1 million a day, dog. Tell FedEx, if you could make that guarantee as a shipping company,
yo, if you could,
they would be fighting over me hand and fist.
They would, and but you'd be
get
able to
your
do it
package.
all though.
That's what I'm saying.
You would make money with that.
But you would get like the gold package, so I would only tell them, I'm only doing 100 deliveries in a day or something. And so people would have to be in a waiting list to get that delivery instantly, and that would be the appeal. They'll press the button, pew, toilet paper right at your door. I probably deliver it to you in the pantry.
You get groceries, you'll put them up for them.
I didn't see that movie yet. Don't tell me. Don't tell me, bro.
Tonight.
Don't tell me. Oh, I didn't see Project Power yet, but yeah, that's next.
Yeah, that's
trying to finish
on the next
Blacklist.
list. Okay,
All
and
right.
so this is the last part of the segment where we do a scripture.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so funny that we talked about gifts and everything in here because my scripture comes from 1 Peter 4:10.
Peter.
Yes, 1 Peter.
Okay.
Not the 2nd Peter. We're
Or
talking
the
about 1
third one.
Peter.
Yeah.
The first one. Okay. And I'm reading from the English Standard Version. As each has received a gift, use it to serve one another as good stewards of God's varied grace.
Mm-hmm.
So what does that scripture mean to you?
Read it again.
I'm going to let you read it.
Go ahead.
No, as each has received a gift, use it to serve one another as good stewards of God's varied grace.
So it's
You
giving
want a
back
different
to
version?
No, that's cool.
Okay.
It's giving back to the hood. So we use our gifts
Mm-hmm.
to help others. So, the rapper comes up, does whatever. He comes back to his hood and represents, and he ain't being fake. You pull a Nipsey. I'm not saying live there. Obviously, know what happened with there, but, you still get, Jay-Z still gives back. The other rappers give back.
Yeah.
Dr. Dre went to, I think, what was it, USC?
Mm-hmm.
I think it was pretty much a white school, and everybody got mad at him. No, he's giving back
To where he came from.
where he came
to
from.
the people who cultivated
his
his mind.
education.
Yeah.
So it's a responsibility that we have, I feel like, to give back to others. So even from a spiritual standpoint, they call them pew members. Well, that's not the right word.
I don't know.
Basically,
heard
the
of that.
person that comes to church just to get what they need and gone. So you go get the gospel, get an understanding of what you need done.
Oh, but they don't share it with
But they're
people.
not going out to share with other folks.
Okay.
So that's just like, my wife having the spirit of discernment, right? But she not helping her other people out in school, or she's not giving it out to her friends. Or Quashana's a great example of this if she ever sees this. But
Yeah. Love my sister.
I'll see her on Facebook at like 3-4 o'clock in the morning.
Up praying.
But you're
just because it was
giving
on her heart. Yeah.
that word out
Right.
because everybody's not gonna war like she does in the spirit. So I think she feels like she has an obligation to get some good word out because it don't matter if nobody gotta like the Facebook
Right.
post. That's why I think people get it mixed up is that they feel like they have like a certain feedback. Oh yeah, that was good. No,
Right.
that message with no views still, or that 1 view, 2 views, whatever, you're still doing kingdom work, but you just not looking for the validation.
It's an obedience thing, and when you get to that point where you don't care how many views, how many likes it is, it's like, okay, God put this on my heart. I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
Because I was told to do. Ain't nobody got to see it, but I'm being obedient to the kingdom.
Yeah. And so that's what I'm saying, you operate in your calling, you feel like what you need to be doing. So whatever gift that God has given you, you got to give it back to the people. Nobody telling you broke, give it out for free, whatever your gift may be. But ultimately, like, I think E.T. the hip hop preacher, as famous as he is, the guy that says, he's my breathing. If you want to like succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful. So he always goes to different schools and stuff for free. So it's kind of like his thing. The barber might cut the homeless person's hair on the side of the street and not charge him, obviously, or whatever. So you always have to give your talent back to God, give it back to the people who they feel like you deserve it. So that's what this is. And so I could have just been talking out the side of my neck, but I said, no, I have an obligation to give back and to give people a piece of my brain so they can understand where I'm at. And hopefully it will spark something inside of them to be great in their own right. And that's all I can really do, because that's my gift. I feel like it's running my mouth, and I got to use it.
It's such a gift.
Whether that's MC, whether that's motivational speaking, whether that's making whatever, podcast or whatever. I just feel like that's the gift that God has like organically given to me. And that's the process I was talking about in the beginning, is figuring out what that was a whole thing. But now I'm operating in it. Okay, cool. Now I'm at the door like, all right, God, I'm here. What's next? Yeah. I'm here. Where else we going? I'm trying to do right, trying to have self-control, discipline. I'm trying to do everything I need to do, but okay, what's next? And I think that's how you become great. What's next?
I like that. What's next? So what is next on the agenda for your birthday today?
Yo, so
what's next?
I don't know. My wife got something planned. I don't know, but
what?
I hopefully
She like you?
She does. Shout out to Lupe. I call her Lupe now for the Black Lives Matter and sign ASL T-shirt. It's super dope. It's fresh.
It is dope. I love it.
But this episode's gonna be published today. Got another episode coming out on Sunday with Miss Shayla Nicole, and we grinding. We ain't no signs of stopping.
None.
So yeah.
But thank you guys all for tuning in. This has been another episode of No Tact Talk. This is just a reminder to have a little bit of no tact in your life and live life on purpose.
You better say it, girl.
Peace.
Peace. Thank y'all for rocking with us. Peace.